First off, let's go back to the original 10 and to the 1880s, to the man known as the Demon, Fred Spofforth. Spofforth played 18 tests in all, taking 94 wickets at an average of 18.41. From New South Wales, the Demon established a tradition of pace bowlers with a best of 7 for 44.
The second on the original list of inductees is Jack Blackham. The Prince of Keepers set the fashion for standing up over the stumps rather than way back behind them. He made his international debut in the first famous test of 1877, and his 800 test runs and 36 catches and 24 stumpings mark him as a genuine all-rounder.
Clearly the greatest batsman of his era, Victor Trumper. The famous sporting son of Sydney was to die at the all-too-young age of 38, but not before he'd played 48 tests and scored 3,163 runs at an average of 39.04. His highest test score, 214 not out.
Chloe Grimmett was one of the first inductees. Grimmett was the first bowler in the history of the game to take 200 test wickets. He was born in New Zealand and played first for Victoria in February 1924. And a year later, after moving to Adelaide, he was chosen for Australia and took 11 wickets on his debut. He was the world's leading wicket taker until 1953. A great spin bowler with a wonderful cricket brain.
At the MCG, there is a stand named after just one man, the great Bill Ponsford. This opening batsman went on to become a run-making machine. He was the only player to twice score 400 runs. His record from 29 tests, 2,122 runs at an average of 48.22, Bill Ponsford.
Donald George Bradman, the boy from the bush who was later knighted, was an original Hall of Fame member. Young Bradman practiced with a corrugated iron water tank, a golf ball and a stump. And later he generated record attendances wherever he played, and he dominated the game like no one before or since. And in those awful Depression years, he was Australia's hero. In 52 tests, he made 6,996 runs at 99.94. He was simply the best.
He was a leg spinner. His nickname was the Tiger. Bill O'Reilly, a leg spinner with a build of a giant. He used his height well for masterful control of line and length. In his arsenal was a copybook wrong'un, plus all the subtleties of flight and pace. He played 27 tests, captured 144 wickets at 22.59, with best figures of 7 for 54.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Ross Miller, an extraordinary cricketer. Miller was the finest all-rounder I ever played with or against, although later Gary Sobers took that #1 spot. Nugget Miller was a charismatic character. He took 170 wickets and made almost 3,000 runs in his 55 tests. He was a wonderful cricketer. Now Keith can't be with us tonight, but he has written to the people organising the function, and he said this: "I'm pleased to know that after a considerable time there will be additional players inducted into the Hall of Fame, to which I am privileged to belong. This can only enhance the rich traditions of Australian cricket, and tonight marks a very special occasion. I send warm greetings to everyone at the function and around Australia."
We have a great tradition of fast bowlers. One of the greatest was Ray Lindwall. Simply the finest bowler of his generation. From 61 tests, he took 228 wickets at 23.03, a gifted athlete who bowled with genuine speed. He was also a punishing late-order batsman who scored 1,502 runs at 21.15, but he was known as a great fast bowler, Ray Lindwall.
Dennis Lillee, Australia's leading wicket taker. Well, Fred Spofforth and Ray Lindwall have already been honoured tonight, but there's never been a better fast bowler than Dennis Keith Lillee. He claimed 355 wickets. He was a wonderful competitor, and he always took on the best batsman in the opposition. He was a great and a very, very courageous fast bowler.